Before start this video, please subscribe my channel and click on bell icon. Thanks.
If you take a casual trip to the British Museum, you might notice something sort of odd. There's a whole lot of stuff on display that hasn't got much to do with England. There are artifacts from cultures originating from the farthest reaches of the globe and societies that are distanced from England by thousands of miles. Through the years, England has managed to acquire a lot of items of extreme historical significance using all sorts of methods. The home countries of these items have asked to have their treasures back. None of them have yet to be returned. Related, 10 fake artworks and artifacts exhibited in museums. 10 Elgin Marbles The Parthenon is one of the most recognizable structures ever created. A tribute to the gods and goddesses of Greece, the gorgeous temple is often used as an example in art and architecture classes, and it's one of the most photographed buildings in the world. Unfortunately, it was never photographed with the Elgin marbles still intact. The elaborate carvings once decorated the Parthenon, constructed in the 5th century BC, in a brilliant frieze showing lively partygoers celebrating the goddess Athena. The marble slabs were removed from the ancient building in large pieces from 1801 to 1805 and found their way all the way to England courtesy of Lord Elgin. He was serving as the British ambassador to Greece at the time. Greece has asked for these invaluable ancient sculptures and important pieces of national history to be returned, a request England has consistently refused. 1. 9. The Rosetta Stone. How the Rosetta Stone unlocked hieroglyphics. One of the most well-known historic artifacts ever discovered, the Rosetta Stone is one of the most significant archaeological finds ever made. This stone was written in several languages, which gave historians the tools they needed to decipher writing systems that had not been used for hundreds or even thousands of years. That's one heck of an impressive rock. The stone was found in Egypt by none other than Napoleon, who actually rediscovered several remarkable artifacts from the ancient world while he was trying to take over his present world in the early 1800s. The stone was originally carved around 300 BC. The English defeated the French at the Battle of Waterloo and somehow ended up with the Rosetta Stone, which is now on display in grand fashion at the British Museum. Being one of the most important pieces of history ever found, the Rosetta Stone has been the subject of numerous return requests from the Egyptian government. The stone remains in England. 2. 8 Amaravati Stupa Marbles London British Museum preserved art and sculptures from Amaravati, Andhra Pradesh, India. 5K video, dating to the 3rd century BC, the Amaravati Stupa was a large and impressive shrine to Buddha that originates in modern-day Chennai, India. British colonizers discovered the shrine in the 1840s. They dismantled it and took pieces of it back to Britain, where it was ultimately reassembled and put on display at the museum. The sculptures taken from the site are known as the Amaravati marbles or Elliot marbles. They are carved panels that depict the life of Buddha and once decorated the outside of the stupa or shrine. Historians have requested that the pieces of the shrine be returned to India, though so far, the objects remain firmly in England. 3. 7. The Benin Bronzes Western reactions to Benin Bronzes civilizations. BBC 2 bronze sculptures that came from Benin, a country within the boundaries of modern-day Nigeria, stand tall and gleaming in the British Museum, despite the brutal way in which they were obtained. The bronzes, made in the 1200s, were taken as part of an 1897 expedition. Benin had revolted against its British overlords, and troops were sent to quell the resistance. The city was sacked and looted, and the kingdom of Benin fell. The bronze sculptures, more than 200 of them in total, have since found a home in the British Museum. Nigeria has made multiple requests to have the objects returned, with requests beginning as far back as 1960. The bronzes were specifically referenced in 2018's Black Panther, though the movie said the artifacts were in the Museum of Great Britain, which doesn't exist, and that the bronzes came from Wakanda. In 2018, England agreed to loan out some of the bronzes for display in a Nigerian museum, their country of origin. However, the bronzes are only on loan, and England is not relinquishing them forever. 4. 6 Maori Heads. The disturbing story of the mummified Maori head Moka Mokai. Absolute history. There's something disturbing about the Maori heads on a few different levels. These artifacts originate about as far away from England as possible. They were made as an important cultural symbol by the Maori people of New Zealand, who carefully tattooed and dried these heads for use in ceremonial rituals. Some of these heads are hundreds of years old, and hundreds of the heads have found their way into museums all over the world. English people landing in New Zealand in the late 1700s found the heads to be objects of curiosity, and it became rather trendy to acquire the heads for sale in England. Many of them now create a bit of a macabre attraction at the British Museum. New Zealand has sent multiple repatriation requests for these sacred objects and has managed to have several of them returned. Thanks for watching. Credits to listverse.com. Please subscribe my channel for more videos.